サタンしろ
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 239 of the Saturn Studs podcast. I am Kurt, joined once again this week by my roughneck co-hosts, Peter and Jake.
You want to live forever? Yeah, this week we are coming at you with the Pumpkin Spice Cruffin edition of the cast. What's a cruffin? It's a cronut mixed with a muffin. We travel further down the bakery incest hole every day.
Isn't a cronut already a thing? Or already a mix of like other
Cronut
things?
is already a cruller and a donut, and now there are cruffins.
What the fuck's a crawler? That's how far back I am. I don't know these fancy baked
Oh, a
goods.
French cruller? Oh, it's like a little kind of, it's shaped like a donut, but it's like twisty and it's got a different dough on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so they made it into a donut, like a
Now, when you say
donut
cronut,
style.
my first thought would have been croissant donut, which
No, maybe.
I don't know if that's delicious or disgusting. I haven't made up my mind on that.
Let me find a picture.
That's what I thought croissant donut, and I was like,
Croissant?
Or like a flaky donut.
Flaky
Maybe.
donut.
So this is a cruffin.
I can't rely on these donuts. They're too flaky.
Not the picture of the Japanese bagel head fashion trend.
Yeah, is there a particular reason you...
Those are also people who can't wear a mask. Those may be the only people in the world who can qualify for not wearing a mask.
Gosh.
God, the one on the left, his surgery didn't even come out well. It's
That's the
misshapen and lopsided.
Oh yeah, that's like it's kind of spreading down there.
It is not great to look at.
Are these
like-
subdermal implants?
Yes. So what Jake and Kurt are currently looking at is the Japanese bagel head trend, which was like
You've shown me this
mid-2000s,
before.
Bang on this Kurt.
where they get like a silicon, I get whichever
one's
boob implant
biocompatible.
thing, but in their head, and then they put a big dimple in it, and that's where the style comes in.
Well, it's a good thing they let us listen to because of look at this, because of course we're coming at you live as always from our respective Thanksgiving places of worship, where we sit down once a year and bless the turkeys
Down in
killing
Africa,
it and frying it, or
bless birds.
You're literally the only
bless the
one
birds down in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Bless them birds down in Africa.
Well, yeah, I realized I was the only one who was home when I was like midway through that. So I was like, oh, quick change. So what do we all do? We probably all worship the turkey this Thanksgiving by consuming it. At least somewhat. Even if it was cold cut. I don't care. You do your Thanksgiving the way you want to do it.
Y'all,
You do.
do y'all do red cabbage? Do y'all do red cabbage?
We don't do red cabbage.
Red cabbage is so fucking good.
It's not a...
It looks the worst, but it's so good. Cause
I mean, I've
Isn't
had
that, like,
red cabbage
German,
before,
like-
but it's not a Thanksgiving staple.
Yeah, isn't that like normally German, like Oktoberfest
I mean,
fare?
it's just German anytime fare.
basically, but it's still the fall.
True.
Yeah, it's still the fall, and it's still delicious cabbage fried in bacon fat. So, I mean, how can you really miss? You can't, and that's why you're here. Much like
can't. You
Kenny
really can't.
Powers, you can't miss.
Except when you do this.
He was.
I have never heard of this show.
I love
and,
this show
Thank you
so
for
much.
turning. It was funny because Kristen was watching the first episode with me, and she was like, "This seems like a very Will Ferrell type humor," and she fell asleep, of course, before she could see Will Ferrell in all of his glory in white hair.
We are, of course, talking about Eastbound and Down, the TV adaptation of the Will Ferrell movie that just it resurfaces like a solar flare every few years. Actually, you could say that in a Will Ferrell voice. It's like a solar flare. It comes back every few years, rises to prominence.
Much like the axis of evil. Enron, I don't understand it. It makes my head hurt. So it is very much a part of my axis of evil. That's a classic SNL political sketch.
Yes.
Oh God! Did he play Bush on SNL?
Yes, he played W.
W. Classic. He's a good Bush.
That he is.
I feel like it's slightly taller than Bush was.
Bush is a decently tall guy. He's,
I don't know.
Maybe taller than me. I'm looking up the former presidents.
You know who else is tall?
Who
is a certain dog I know who's big and red and is named Clifford. As we move on to Trey Watch,
Yay!
Where we go through this week's latest and greatest movie trailers that Hollywood and Bollywood and Nollywood and Dollywood have to offer us.
And also the Tom and Jerry trailer.
And
we talked about Tom and Jerry movie last week.
I know you did last week.
Just to clear the record here, President Bush was 6 feet tall. Will Ferrell is 6'3", so he is a little bit taller than.
Wow, it always the camera takes off like 5 inches. So Bush always seemed like a small fry, like he was. He was right about to.
I think part of that.
I think maybe like all the depictions of him, like.
Well, it's amazing the spread on presidential heights here. You got H.W. Bush was 6'2", Barack Obama was 6'1", Bill Clinton was 6'2". Very tight grouping there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see Will Ferrell.
Telling me I'm probably not gonna make it.
I mean, not in modern times. If you can build a time machine and go back to like the John Quincy Adams days, yeah.
I don't know. George Washington was like 6'2". I feel like you could also. I could see Will Ferrell in like some sort of character backstage where they're asking about Bush. He's like, "Well, Bush was 6 foot, and I needed to get the edge on him, so I started wearing pumps to all my doctor's appointments." They tell me to strip naked, so I painted him in the nude. So I just had weirdly shaped feet, and that gave me the extra inches I needed.
I started using a medieval torture device to stretch myself. Every day I'd have them crank it by 1 notch.
Everyone said I was crazy.
They'd feed me dried salt pork.
Fed me sawdust. If it can stretch out meat, it can stretch out me. They put a little Will Ferrell growth chart next to me to measure my progress every day. Once I got an extra inch, they gave me a piece of candy. We're doing this instead of talking about trailers this week because there are 2. I found 2. There's one that probably we all saw. But I also found a second one.
I found a third.
Ooh.
My God.
Because the one I mentioned, the Clifford the Big Red Dog
3.
trailer, wasn't really a trailer. It was a teaser where they just showed off the animation of Clifford the Big Red Dog.
What the fuck is there to tease about a Clifford movie? I'll give you all the points. The fucking girl and a giant red dog do nothing of consequence.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
What is
they really
the plot
show
of
off their
Clifford?
friendly
When they get into
There's
trouble because
really
Clifford is big for a dog.
He's a
I mean, we could write you the movie right here if you give us like 30 minutes.
Not even.
Which we may end up saving that for another
Give me a
episode.
can of Monster and a fucking line of Coke and I'll have it done in 10.
Go. Oh my God. Yeah, so that was that teaser. I also saw a trailer for the TV show Mr. Mayor, featuring the old guy from The Good Place. The one with like the spiffy white hair.
Oh,
What's his face?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like the new mayor, and he's like has a daughter.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be mayor for my daughter.
Fuck you, boomer.
Boomer.
Second time I've heard that phrase this morning.
That phrase is dead now. It's amazing how fat. It's like I don't know what's a food that gets digested really quickly.
Digested really quickly, or
it's like a highly
very quickly.
It's like a fiber pill.
Two different
Coffee.
things. I can give you a lot of foods that will shoot right through you. I can't guarantee that they'll be very digested, though.
Personally, for me, anything milk-based. Heavy cream, for example.
You two have incredible lactose
Pasta
tolerance,
Alfredo.
as in that it's lacking in credibility completely and totally.
Yes. It's a love-hate relationship between me and the
Ice cream
the dairy.
sandwiches, the kind with the chocolate cookies and the vanilla ice cream in the middle. Love those to death. Destroy my GI. Just
Oh,
ruin
I got one
it.
for you. What is it? Shit. The Captain Crunch, the Oops All Berries shit.
Does it turn
That, like
that
wild
turns
berry
the
Captain
color.
Crunch.
Makes it
yeah.
green,
Oops All
right?
Berries.
Yeah, it turns your...
It makes it green, but it also runs right through me. We're talking like I will get up in the morning, eat a bowl of that, and then be right into the bathroom.
That's so weird.
It's
'cause
remarkable.
It's just candy fiberglass. I don't know how it passes through anything quickly.
Well, it passes through quickly and it leaves.
I feel legally we
leaves a
have to
trail of
clarify
tears.
that is a joke. And to our knowledge, crunch berries are not candied fiberglass. Please do not sue us, General
talking about
Mills
FBI
or whoever the fuck owns Captain Crunch.
And the FDA was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
It's all
Who's
good.
eating this? Kids?
I don't know if our
Again.
president succeeded in opening up those libel laws. We might be in trouble.
I'm gonna open up the libel laws. Anybody says anything bad about somebody else, they can sue.
We're talking about this instead of the movie. We're putting it off just as long as possible because much like the feeling that your mouth has after a bowl of Oops All Berries, this one also just tore me to shreds. My sanity, that is. I'm talking, of course, about The Boss Baby 2, Family Business.
Why does this movie exist?
Hey, it couldn't be worse than the Netflix show that they made.
Now, oh
where
yeah,
they didn't get Alec Baldwin.
oh yeah, the terrible animated Netflix show.
Coming off the
They
success of
dropped
that,
the quality animation.
because it turns out animation's expensive, and when you're doing a TV show for Netflix, you don't have the money to make it look good.
Yeah, you got to have a real big project.
Animators got to eat.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I don't think the producers agree with you on that one. Yeah, so this is, you know how I say like movies are sometimes like the fake movie in a movie that like where a murder happens on set, right? This is the fake movie in a movie where your protagonist is warped 20 years into the future and like they're like, "Oh, don't you know it's The Boss Baby 2? It's coming out this week. Where have you been? You've been living under a rock."
This would be a show or a movie that would be shown on a TV in the background of Idiocracy.
Yes. Or this is the movie that the Joker hijacks to hypnotize the entire nation. Gets all of Gotham City. When the Boss Baby 2 airs.
Yeah, that's like a super fucking Friends plot because they couldn't like use like a fucking Mask of Zorro or some shit. It's like when the Boss Baby comes out.
Gotham will be mine.
Everybody will be already flocking to the screens to see it.
So this movie has time
I'm
travel.
animated in 12 frames per minute.
12 frames a minute. It's a fucking PowerPoint, kids. Oh,
1920
yeah.
slideshow.
So they had to contrive a reason why the now boss adult would become boss
They
baby.
didn't have to contrive a reason for the now boss adult. They just wrote themselves into that corner for no reason. Unless he becomes an adult at the end of the boss baby. I don't think that's what happened. I've never seen the film. I can't confirm or deny 100%. But I'm pretty sure you could have avoided the whole potion aspect if you had just kept them young.
Yeah. Or like he just see now what a funny joke.
How would they introduce a boss girl?
Here's my comedy bit. Like they have the other kid grows up and has a daughter, right? But the boss baby doesn't age, and like they're like, why is he the same age? And they looks over like the parents and like he pays us so we don't ask.
So
like he just bribes them to not ask why he's not aging.
If the babies run a giant corporation, like. How do
in a fucking geodome?
How do they enact a business plan for any length of time? The turnover in senior management must be insane. How do you even choose senior management? Everyone's aged out of the company in 2 years.
Yeah, it's a problem even in our government institutions, as seen as in the leaked footage from Kids Next Door. Fucking.
It's just a really efficient company.
But yeah, like
their mission statement was
they don't have sprint. They don't have sprint. They have toddle.
It took them all of 4 years to reboot the Boss Baby, do a female reboot of the Boss Baby. Hollywood's desperate to get woker.
The fact that it's sort of like a
we're not woke enough. We don't have a female Boss Baby. Gotta get a female Boss Baby.
It's like a soft reboot, but not.
You guys. Jake's on like the 1 second delay. This is the fucking McMurray. Hurry now. No, you.
Good, and you? No.
No, good.
I'm gonna.
Sometimes we're on it. Sometimes we're not.
I'm gonna count to 3, and then you don't say anything. I'm gonna say. Jesus Christ!
It's easier when I can see Kurt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
Jake, what the fuck were you gonna say? All right. You were laughing at me because I was making like baby fucking through chart like workflow. I don't know. What's the word for synergy? Like the shit where a dude comes into your business and he's like, here's this random system that'll fucking solve all your business problems.
5S.
Six Sigma.
It's called darts, where you throw your problems at a wall and you see what sticks.
We call it lean, but not the lean you're thinking of. This is where we get all of senior management together in a boardroom and just drink lean. And see what crazy ideas we come up with to streamline the business.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
It's funny because I was trying to say,
Jake,
where they're doing a soft reboot, but like not, because they're still having like Alec Baldwin come back as like the main character, and
isn't that what makes it?
They're just like throwing in a girl now.
Isn't that what makes it a soft reboot?
I guess.
Yeah. But like they try to do like the female thing, but still include the male protagonist.
Well, they would have ditched him if he didn't see the writing on the wall and have specifically put in his contract that all feature film presentations with the Boss Baby IP must include him at his full salary and a 10% raise.
I think it's also partly he's also losing that sweet SNL Donald Trump money. No,
it's going.
SNL like this year, because the regular cast is just so not great. They've basically brought back or created a secondary cast,
the legacy cast.
Big hit. It was like they're bringing back Maya Rudolph and Rachel Dratch a lot. Alec Baldwin's pretty much been a cast member this entire year.
What a shame. Boss Baby and SNL. I guess those both work. Yeah, that's all the trailers.
No, there are a couple more. So
there are more.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's more.
Y'all didn't do digging.
No, I didn't.
Let them all talk, is a Meryl Streep movie coming to HBO Max about a author who has, I guess, shit in
As
her
Meryl
past.
Streep problems?
A troubled past is what is written in the synopsis. But basically, this author is writing a manuscript and potentially revisiting an old character. There's a lot of superfluous information thrown into the trailer through meaningless dialogue. And then they go on a cruise. Her nephew and her friends go on a cruise, and they're on a cruise, and there's a plot to this movie. Like, I'm assuming there's some sort of conflict and a resolution, and a character will go through an arc. But I can't tell you anything more specific than that.
It's Meryl Streep, woman of a certain age movie.
Yes,
about living life.
It's a Meryl Streep movie for sure.
Amazing.
Did she win her Oscar yet, or is she still trying?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I know she has the record for most nominations.
I feel like she...
But I don't know if she's won any.
She's got some Academy Awards.
That's an Oscar.
He's looking. Is there anyone else of note in this movie?
Actress?
No. Oh, she won.
Yeah.
Okay.
She won Best Actress in 2012 for The Iron Lady and 1983 for Sophie's Choice. Also, Best Supporting Actress in Kramer vs. Kramer in 1980.
I see.
So she won Academy Awards.
Right. I knew that she had the record of
times.
most losses, aka nominations, but I didn't know if she.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's got a fuck ton of nominees.
The last trailer I have is one that's coming to Disney Plus, and it just thank you.
I passed over it. I was like, is this even going to be a show, or is it just like a documentary thing? It's on point, right?
I know. It's Godmothered. So remember that movie we made fun of called Brittany Runs a Marathon?
Yeah.
The girl from that plays a young and unskilled fairy godmother that, to prove her worth, ventures out to help a young girl whose request was ignored. But turns out she's not young anymore. She's like a not middle-aged, but young professional with kids, and her life's not what she expected. She drinks wine and sweatpants. And fairy godmother comes in and throws fairy godmother shit all over the place.
Does the word adulting come up at any point during this movie?
Pillar to post, and changes their life around.
Yeah, does the word adulting come up at any point during this trailer?
I did not see it, but I would be shocked.
Adulting.
Absolutely shocked if it is not in the movie.
Because I
feel like this has been made already.
Yeah, I think this is almost feels like a reverse of not Enchanted. Yes, right? Enchanted, where the Disney princess gets into real life.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's the reverse so much as like it's the same thing.
Yeah, like I don't know. This seems bad. This seems like when Vince Vaughn needs a check and he needs to be in a supporting role. Like, this is the kind of movie he'll go into. Not Freaky. He wants the big bucks for Freaky. That's his passion project. We'll be looking at too.
I'm reading the plot synopsis for this movie on Wikipedia here, and I'd like to read this first, not even sentence, it's a clause because it's separated by a comma. In a magical world known as the Motherland.
Oh God. It's a motherland.
Welcome to Mother Russia. You want fairy godmother? We got 4 back there. Pick which one you like. That one I can do for 45 rubles. That one, that's 50 rubles.
Oh, I wanted this less to be like Dwayne Johnson's The Tooth Fairy and more like Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, where she's like, you're a fairy godmother now, and she turns into like a
She
takes
brutally
it on instead of
murders
being
a fucking fairy godmother.
Are you telling me like that this like the main character, the fairy godmother, is like assigned it? Like she goes to the Bureau of Godmothers and they like, here's your child.
Well, I think that's how it's supposed to work, but she's not good at her job. Evidently, I don't know how or why that even is a thing. A fairy godmother who can't fairy godmother. That seems like something that shouldn't be allowed to happen. But they, I guess, are not as Spartan in their approach to children as the Spartans were. Let me just finish reading this. In a magical world known as the Motherland, a young fairy godmother in training named Eleanor discovers that her profession as a fairy godmother is in danger of ending. Determined to show that fairy godmothers are still needed, Eleanor tries to help a girl whose wish was ignored, only to discover that she grew into a woman named Mackenzie who, having lost her husband years ago, grew disillusioned with the idea of happily ever after.
Gasp.
Well, I'm sure some crazy hijinks will happen.
I see there. And is this... Do my eyes deceive me? Is this set in New York in the winter?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
My God, no one's ever done that before.
Yeah, it's 100%.
No one's ever done a movie where a mythical creature goes to find meaning in the holiday in New York in the winter. Never been done before. Certainly not with any actors that will be discussed later in this program or have already been discussed in this program. Certainly nothing around 2003-ish. No movies of that era, certainly. And Jon Favreau would never direct a movie like that.
I figured this movie's been made already. Yeah, I was looking at the trailer
Elf is
just
the movie
to see
I'm
what
referring to.
what,
That sailed over people's heads.
What's that movie? r/whoosh.
Yeah.
Well, I r/whooshed you once
I was looking
before
at
when
that
we did
trailer.
our Onward review, and I made a joke about Chris Pratt and Tom Holland being unknown actors, and you're like, are you kidding me? It's like, yes, Jake, I'm kidding you. We just reviewed Avengers. I know they're in those movies.
Yeah, how would you think that? But they're not unknown actors. I mean, they're pretty well known now. They're definitely like
They were in
popular.
Onward. That's their big break.
I mean, they were like Tom Holland, as everyone knew, was from Spies in Disguise, and
I thought it was from Holland.
Wouldn't that be weird? I'm Tom Holland, and I'm from Holland. Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that crazy?
So he pulls a flake
In
of skin
an American
off his
accent.
neck.
On set with Spider-Man, he's like, that's a keeper.
That's a keeper at the skin box. Bring me the skin box.
I wasn't sure what you're referencing at first, and then it hit me, and I'm like, without any context, that's weird.
With context, it's weird.
That's why. Oh, that's why the new Spider-Man had roller skates. Now I get it.
He's training.
Although
we should write a petition.
Spider-Man
to bring
with roller
Powers into
skates,
Marvel Universe.
I would like he would web sling onto a building and he just zoop himself and just slide down the street on his spider skates.
He could get so fast because he has super strength. He just like fucking makes himself a slingshot and fucking.
Oh my
flings
God!
himself.
Yes, and then he could ride on the wall and spider skate on the glass on the big buildings. Yeah,
And then he can fight Big Wheel.
exactly. This is now
Spider-Man 5, Sony.
Jet Spider Radio.
He has
DJ Professor Jameson.
He needs to go around and cover up nasty graffiti with his own graffiti.
With his webbing. This is DJ Professor J.
He's got different color
Coming at you
webbing,
live from the
and he
Daily
like
Clip.
just makes street art. Yeah. Sony
Oh
will
my
license
gosh.
this.
I know they will.
Come hit us up.
We're gonna do a 3-way with Sega and the Sony. It's amazing.
All right, well, let's move on to the follow-up here. We'll follow up on some of these movies we've discussed in Trey Watch. Amazing how we turned Trey Watch into a half-hour segment. We had 3 trailers to talk.
On like literally 2.5 trailers.
We could go. It's like I'm indestructible by both scientific and pop culture standards.
In the first place for the weekend of November 20th to the 22nd is once again Freaky, down 64.4% to $1.28 million. But notably, it's been out long enough to generate enough critical buzz for us to finally feature it as a spotlight film.
It's
been
had
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been popular enough. It's a problem that most movies don't have for us. Is that it's gotten too many positive reviews.
The praise has been almost universal. Like, we've reviewed movies that were positively reviewed before and had a lot of 10 stars and 9 stars and whatnot. But there's always a couple, usually there's always a couple contrarian assholes who will just give it 1 star for the sake of giving it 1 star. That didn't happen here. And I didn't know what to do with myself. It's like you're in an interview and you don't know what to do with your hands. So they just kind of float up. I don't know what to do.
So he bided his time while his power gathered until he was ready to unleash it upon the internet.
I waited for enough wishes to be made on the Dragon Balls that negative energy sprung to life the Shadow Dragons.
This is Saturn Studs GT. Paddington.
Right, so on IMDb has a 6.8 out of 10, which is another thing. Like, it's a good score, but it's not like a great score. You'd think there'd be more reviews written and the lower stars to bring it down. 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, 81% on Fandango. 81% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So interestingly enough, the critics like this one more than the audiences. Oh, it's pretty similar. I'm not even really gonna split hairs on that. And a 66 from Metacritic. So IGN gave it an 8. What is IGN doing reviewing movies?
This game was like a video. This movie was like a video game.
Does
the
rating scale for movies work the same way as it does for games, where it starts at 7.5?
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a little something for everyone.
Consequence of Sound, that's not a film stage. IndieWire gave it a 67. AV Club gave it a 67. LA Times gave it a 60, and it's tied for 2 lowest with Roger Moore at Movie Nation and Justin Lau at The Hollywood Reporter, both giving it 50. But who gives a shit what they have to say? They're professional critics. They don't matter. They're not really people. They've been replaced with AIs. You can thank Reagan for that. But we get our reviews from real people with real reviewer traits. We screen them and the women they breed with to ensure cleanliness and the appropriate mix of DNA.
I feel like we're just going to keep this going for a whole year and people will be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
My goal is to do it so long that I don't even remember what the original joke is. And it's just a thing that I do. And I do it for so long that I convince myself it's an original creation of my own. I'm going to incept myself.
Come down
what I'm
Labor
saying.
Day weekend. Come down Labor Day weekend for the sale on the reviewer outlet.
Saturn Studs,
we got
child movie reviewer outlet. I have the best child movie reviewers. Why rent from anyone else?
He has the 10s.
For
all the 10s that this movie's got.
I put them in cages that they can't see through.
I'm looking at these fucking titles.
I keep my seed in bags.
I keep my seed in tubes and in plastic bags. Okay.
I'm looking at these titles, and never have I seen so much caps lock been used.
Oh yeah,
on a page.
Very passionate fans. The cast and crew
Get your freak on.
The cast and crew really showed up to write reviews for this movie on this page.
Yeah.
So
The cast. It's all Vince Vaughn. It's all Vince Vaughn using Smurf accounts.
This is what we call astroturfing. Sir Gary Kay, one such clean reviewer of child age, has a review of Freaky titled "So Freaky in Good."
With
two exclamation marks, so you know he's serious. This movie is everything a horror fan could also for. It has its meta moments. It's scary and Friday the 13th-esque, but also funny. That's in a positive, I guess. It's scary and Friday the 13th-esque, but also funny. So if you remove that, as you should be able to, within a positive and have the sentence make sense, it has its meta moments, but also funny. So that doesn't work. And it's with the times, but pays homage to classic horror movie antics. What the fuck does with the times mean? It's so
woke.
fun.
You know, it's with the new age horror movie
Where you name
times.
your villains Larry.
Larry!
Them jump scares and whatnot.
It's so fun, so well written, and exudes many powerful moments.
Just oozes them.
If you love Happy Death Day, you'll love this. Somehow 7 out of 15 found that helpful.
For the 5 people who liked Happy Death Day, you like this movie.
Happy Death Day was well reviewed. I never watched it. I can't say if it was good. They made another one, so I assume it was decent.
If you liked Boo 2 Medea's Halloween, you're gonna love this one.
If you were captivated by the performance of UFC legend Tito Ortiz,
I would love for him to come out with a Boo 3, but I know he's hung his Medea mask up, his Medea wig. We'll never get another one. So I got a simple, a short, sweet 1 out of 10. Very quick and easy by Consumer Netherlands. Very boring movie. I expected more comedy from this movie. Was a very boring movie. 8 out of 19 found that helpful. Just that's the baseline for the 1 out of 10.
that's sad. Like, they really missed an opportunity to drive that home.
That's
Very boring movie. Wanted more comedy. Worst
boring.
comedy I've ever seen. Sad.
But
no. If we want to read it like somebody else who we might know, I expected more comedy from this movie. Was a very boring movie. They gotta put a sad at the end, obligatory.
All caps.
Sad.
so the low end
All
might be
caps.
bad, but these mids, they go to some weird places. This one, the next one are both
So happy.
odd. So we have Prophetic with a K. His 4 out of 10 review. Funny parts promoting weird stuff. So this had a good plot like Happy Death Day and Freaky Friday, and like that one movie where the dude switched bodies with the cheerleader, but when they started having a boy portraying a high schooler kissing a grown man, that's where it got strange and weird. That's what Hollywood has been trying to push into movies and shows predators as adults kissing young kids, and that's wrong on so many levels. 3 out of 7.
Wait, he actually
Did he have Epstein
No,
didn't
Grouse
kill
found it
himself in the
helpful.
3 out
signature?
of 7. 3 out of 7 found it helpful. I was, because we'll have people who are like, you know what, this out of 10 nonsense is okay, but I want to put my own rating system at the end of my review. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, like, didn't I read one once that was like a 7, but they wrote 9 out of 10 in the body?
Someone in these mids gave it a C minus.
Guess that's
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fair_KR has a review of Freaky titled Laughter and Entertainment. What kind of, quote, this body is not mine, unquote, but without Rob Schneider in version of evil is this, question mark. A film that masterfully combines comedy and suspense. It's not horror, it's about a murderer called the Butcher who, in an attack, takes an ancient knife and, when attacking a girl, unleashes a curse by changing bodies with him. Quality... That's its own sentence. Entertaining performances at the level. Vince Vaughn acts spectacular as a teenage girl. The characters of the girl's friends and boyfriend steal the screen. Has all the essence of "this body is not mine." The comedy is organic. That's its own sentence. The deaths are fine. Even some dismemberments look great on screen. Excess blood. Predictable ending, but it entertains you. If you like the films of the BH production company, you will like this film. 2 out of 6 found that helpful. The BH.
God, sometimes horror movie reviews are just so complex. You almost get them mixed up with like crime scene analysis.
Superior films.
The dismemberments were fine.
You can see the stippling where the neck bone snapped.
He overdid it a little bit. I think he jump scared the victim.
By my rough estimates based on the flow rate, that was about 11 pints of blood. The human body only has 10 pints of blood in it, so it's clearly have to dock them points on that.
True. So there's not a whole lot of lower scoring reviews on here. So the only other one is a 3 out of 10. It's another. Apparently, the people who didn't like this were just straight up bored with this movie. There was no redeeming quality to it. And NCH-35770, definitely not a bot, said boring. I was hyped for this movie, but to be honest, it's pretty bad. The acting is terrible. None of the main characters have any charisma to carry the film. 13 out of 26 found that helpful.
If all those people found it helpful, they should have written a review.
Not about it.
Come on.
Yeah. We need more reviewers.
So finally, we have Blandburn's, BLANBRN, Blandburn, 5 out of 10 review. And I think this person is the Slabityville slasher, or whatever the fuck the thing was. I think this person is the serial killer. Because I'm going to read this out. Far out and strange, different films, still good Vice-like entertainment. Freaky is one film that you might call a horror comedy parody-like film. Still, even for all its fun and joy, it's pretty good entertainment. The story is simple, as a local serial killer is on the loose as the butcher, in the role that Vince Vaughn hams up, killing young girls. Only something strange and different happens when he tries young and popular high school student Catherine Newton.
I thought
change
the whole
happens.
gimmick
It's like
was she wasn't popular.
yeah,
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
fuck it. A change happens. It's like a body switch, a transformation happens between the two. The film is filled with plenty of slapstick. It's like horror comedy at its best. Still, the blood and gore is present, making a viewer feel like they are watching a classic teen slasher flick. Wow. Tongue twister. Overall, not the best type of film to be made. Still, it's fun and tasty entertainment to dine on with the horror and comedy mix, making it the ideal party feast. 1 out of 1 found it helpful.
Well, that's 100% ratio. That's
Yep. That's
can't do
pretty
better
good.
than that.
That's good in my
Literally.
book.
Cannot do better than that.
yep.
No, can't.
So that leads us back to the box office here. War of Grandpa holds actually back up to second this week. $747,000. Let Him Go in third, $724,000. Come Play in fourth, $562,000. The Santa Claus, speak of Tim Allen, 2020 re-release here, $461,000. Honest Thief down in sixth, $445,000. Vanguard, the new Jackie Chan movie, opens in seventh with a $380,000 gate. It made a bunch of money overseas already, $49 million to be precise. So I'm sure it's already
that's the market it's for now.
in the money. Well,
Are these theaters? Are these domestic theaters or are these
I believe they're domestic.
like total? Okay. That's, I feel like there's a lot of theaters open for it now.
There are a lot of theaters in the country. That's about half capacity in the country. Vanguard. We talked about Tenet, an eighth, $360,000. The Last Vermeer. Vermeer.
Oh, The Last Vermeer.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that Nazi one.
An artist is suspected of stealing a
Yeah,
valuable
that Nazi
painting to the Nazis, but there's more to the story than meets the eye. That has made $277,000 so far. 225 of that coming in the opening weekend. And Geki Joban Fate / Stay Night : Heavens Feel 3 Spring Song.
I heard that movie did fucking mega gangbusters.
Well, in
In Japan.
304 theaters in America, it made $200,000, so that's pretty good. And it made $18 million international.
In the international.
And in 11th,
Holy shit, yeah.
that movie that definitely doesn't exist and is in no way similar to Godmother, Elf, 2020 release. Up 5.9% from last week, 180,000 doll hairs.
Dull hears.
And
Shout out to number 28, Play the Flute. That's been out for 95 weeks.
The long lasters.
Buddy Games, the movie Diane keeps getting me to watch based on a scene where a guy eats a corn dog fast. Opened in 13th, $150,000.
Buddy. This is about Airbud.
And that's what I thought too, when because in the context she told me about it, I had just sent her a picture, gif of golden retriever puppies attacking a
Picture
child
of a
with
corn
love.
dog.
And she's like, we need to watch the Buddy Games. And in my head, I thought it was golden retriever puppies playing sports, because there's a legacy of that and the context of the puppies. But no, it is a Olivia Munn featuring Saban Films distributed, WWE Films produced movie, which is strikes 1, 2, and 3 in my book. Get it out of there.
Just send it. Just don't even finish filming. Just put the blank disc in the tray and sell it at the Ollies. The DVD section at the Ollies. Oh.
At the Ollies.
Oh my god!
I wonder if they have Ollies.
Put in the fucking at the in the tech section at the Big Lots.
The 7-Eleven
Right next to
DVD bin.
Right next to the skip-resistant CD player.
They have Blu-rays of the 7-Eleven bin. There is the Lego movie was in there the other day. I was like, that's actually a movie I could see myself buying. Not from 7-Eleven, but
What's worse, at a 7-Eleven or a Dollar Tree? Because there's also a DVD section at the Dollar Tree.
yes, and Kmart.
They have
No, I got the He-Man Christmas special at a fucking Dollar Tree.
No, you got it at a Kmart. We went to a Kmart.
Oh, that was at a Kmart.
That was closing
That's right.
down like so many Kmarts. And we looked for deals, but it was picked pretty bare.
No, yeah.
So we left with a bunch of Starburst and a She-Ra He-Man Christmas DVD.
Yeah, Dollar Tree only has repackaged copies of the spin-off of Shark Tale.
Yeah.
The lesser quality animated Shark Tale that does not include Will Smith.
Is it spelled T-A-I-L, Shark Tale? Instead of
it's just tail. Yeah, T-A-L. Yeah.
where the joke is that it's a non-joke.
Terrible. It's Tracy Morgan while he was in a coma. He played the fish.
We'll just get another black guy. They won't notice.
Not a whole lot.
They won't notice the difference. Oh, Jesus Christ. So gaming news is kind of light this week because Black Friday was yesterday, and all these stories are just Black Friday deals. They're just ads for deals that are no longer valid. So, hi, everyone. I'm so glad I reviewed the game I had queued to review last week instead of this week. So glad.
Review it again. Does your review hold?
I haven't gone back to play it, so God, I hope so. currently working my way through. I'm still working my way through Doom Eternal. I should just sit down and finish that at some point. It's just so the levels of marathons, and there's every encounter is so hard. You're exhausted after every encounter, and the level just keeps going, just keeps going and going and going.
Just when you think it's over.
Doom is a fantastic game. I've been meaning to pick up Doom Eternal.
Oh, I think it was on sale for $20 on Steam, less than. It might still be on sale. You should go check.
I mean, yeah, Black Friday sales through the weekend, right?
Steam.
Yeah, it might still be on sale. So PlayStation 5 users are reportedly getting banned for selling PlayStation Plus collection games to PS4 users. As a way.
We can talk about the scalping. The PS5 scalping.
It's everything now. Like, everything is getting scalped. All these console players are like, oh, I can't get a PS5. It's been like a week. Bitch, it's been like 2 months plus since the 3080 came out. I still can't buy a 3080. Although I think I'm going to.
You gotta buy it for like 200% markup on eBay.
I think I'm going to get a 1600 XT, though.
The funniest thing for me that's come out of all of this is, as you know, I read my Husky no Kuski manga, which is made by Haruko Ichikawa. She's up on all this stuff, and she's a gamer. She's a pro gamer. In Japan, they do a lottery system, so you buy a raffle ticket, and if they call your number, you get a PS5. So in the latest chapter of the Husky no Kuski manga, there's an author's. So every chapter she has an author's corner where she just like says some shit like, I'm getting into granola now. I've been working out lately. And it's just like one thing as this incredibly like climactic intense shit goes down. So in the latest chapter, like it's like peak emotional intensity, and then it's just her saying, I lost all my lottery tickets for a PS5 raffle. And everyone's just lost their shit, and they're like, please, no, this is like the most important part of the story. What are you doing? So it's a laugh. It's a chuckle. It's a laugh. And
a chortle.
People are scalping.
Good news, everybody! It's still on sale.
Nice.
For $20.
Divinity
Perfect.
Original Sin 2. It's co-op RPG, CRPG, on sale, $18.99. Had my eye on it for a while. I bought it. You all should buy it too, so we can play on stream sometime.
Hint, hint.
Not saying it's in order.
I wonder what game I should get next.
If there's not much gaming news, I'll
I have
dump.
a
There's
couple of stories. According to CD Projekt Red's CEO, Cyberpunk 2077 runs surprisingly well on current-gen consoles, which is interesting development, as my understanding was the reason it was delayed again was it did not run so well on current-gen consoles, but this would seem to at least push back against that rumor. Perhaps it is just PR bullshit and not to be trusted. But what? RuneScape is available on Steam now? What the fuck?
Excuse me while I open up a new window.
Let me, I'm gonna take a look at
Incognito tab. Open and...
RuneScape is a high fantasy, but it's the new graphics.
Oh, so it's new RuneScape?
Yeah. I don't know.
RuneScape.
I don't really know the difference.
I never got into RuneScape.
I was more of an Adventure Quest guy myself.
Never got into Maple Story really did it in for me.
Yeah, I was a big...
I know what you might think. Oh, he plays Maple Story. He must be a pussy. Well, that's true.
And you're right. I do use a...
Maple Story is also on Steam free to
board
play.
for my laptop when I travel.
Yeah. Yes. You may think this guy plays Maple Story. He must be sitting down.
You'd be correct.
You'd be right.
It's how I
It's an
balance my laptop
description.
to play MapleStory in the bathroom. How else would I do it? You can't do
Yes.
that standing up.
I have to.
I hate.
On my board that has a little area for my mouse scroll.
I hate how there's MapleStory too. That's so weird.
No, you don't talk about that, Peter. Shut the fuck up. That's Legos. We don't like that.
Oh my god! Wait, hold up.
2 is
No,
an
it's not
abomination.
even on their store page anymore. On Nexon's website, they don't even have.
Good.
Wait, they have MapleStory M though. That's the mobile game.
Is it the
Wait.
mobile? Yeah. Apparently, the mobile's pretty.
Yeah,
okay.
these are all mobile shit now. Like Kart Rider Plus,
Hell yeah.
Darkness Rises, Godzilla Defense Force. Ugh.
Well, their games can be played on a potato, so they're like, well, might as well just port them over to every
Ooh.
phone in the world.
Kart Rider Drift. Oh, this isn't. See now, there is no. Once I've seen Super Sonic Kart Racing Blast 2, whatever the fuck it is.
It's
the one that's it's the mod of a Doom mod. So someone did a full Doom conversion mod and turned it into a Sonic game, and someone took that Sonic game and turned it into a kart racer. And now that is my I need to start playing it because that is from what I've seen, it's the hypest kart game right now.
Why not?
People
Why
just call
wouldn't
it kart.
it be?
It's amazing.
Sure. Why would it not?
I was just say, I know you guys have all been flooding our emails, asking when is the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie gonna be filmed, and the answer, we finally have your answer for you. It's spring 2021.
Good.
The ultimate crossover of Saturn Studs gaming
Late
to
March.
movie.
The classic late March release window. Highly envied.
Yes, FNAF.
Nerf.
FNAF is coming, everybody. Just hold on to your fucking bears. I don't know.
Hold on to your
boodles.
Peruvian spectacled bears.
Yeah. Magic did a big fucking amount of drops. They did a lot of secret. It was their secret layer super drop.
Oh, the
they
secret layer.
released the Bob Ross lands. They did the
amazing how they got a dead man to paint.
Hasbro has more pull than
That's
I
cool.
thought.
They got their best necromancers on it. We are raising this man from the dead to make happy little trees.
Instead of lowering prices on Black Friday, they said more product to buy product.
As is
So
their
they
way.
have the Bob Ross lands. They have the it's called a box of rocks, I think, which is a lot of mana rocks, and they all have weird ass psychedelic art, which I'm kind of into. I know they're very divided. People are like, this art sucks. I want it.
The same thing was with the ooze, the prime slime. People were like, I kind of like it, and some people were like, I fucking hate it. I'm the exact opposite as I was with slime with these box of rocks. I hate it. What the fuck is happening in my pocket?
Pocket
dude?
rocket. So
Shit.
they did that.
HP's
Kurt,
going off.
I implore you, look up the chromatic lantern art from that. Look up Secret Layer chromatic lantern. Meanwhile, there's also the Seb McKinnon layer, which is it's Seb McKinnon shit. We literally all went in on a fucking box of playmats, so of course we love that shit. And then we have the metal poster Secret Layer.
Dude, I bet those cards are gonna get banned.
Super drop
Those are the
chromatic
ones that-
lantern.
Just because they're too complicated to look at first glance. Like they're too different.
I
They're
see
more
the
readable than the
art
fucking
of
Omega
chromatic
implications.
lantern. The fucking owl thing holding up a...
No. This one,
I'm
the
looking
box
at
of
the,
rocks looks like Yu-Gi-Oh art.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the chromatic lantern right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks like a Perform Pals card.
Yeah. Oh, someo's already fucking made
Like
a
this is a
playmat of it.
continuous trap that you activate to give all your Perform Pals
Yeah.
recursion.
They even have frogs. There's even a frog.
This is how you protect your pendulum scale in Perform Pals.
I do know Perform Pals. That was one of the. I think I was going to a game store and they had this massive box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and they're just like it was like 25 cents a card or something like that, and you could just go through them, the foils, whatever. And I was looking through them and I'm like, what the fuck is Yu-Gi-Oh doing with like this hippo and these crazy art cards? And I bought like a bunch of Performapals because I was like, these are cool.
And you're not to come true.
I didn't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I just wanted to buy the cartoon hippo.
Congrats, you've done the same thing that every kid across America has done.
Yeah. The box of rocks. So the one thing I am glad about these new secret layers is that the prices seem reasonable. They're all around $30. I think there's only one that's starting at $40, but that's because it's only in foil. Mm-hmm. I think I don't remember which one it was.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was like the metal cards.
I thought they were specifically non-foil.
Or squirrels.
Oh yeah, there were squirrels too. It's probably squirrels.
Maybe it was the squirrels. The other,
and they made the squirrel Emrakul joke
because
because they're like,
yes,
all right,
I saw
is this meme
the
cleared?
art for that. The insurmountable challenge or whatever, where it's a bunch of squirrels attacking an Emrakul. Saudi Arabia's crown prince buys 1/3 stake in SNK. This was a news story that I saw this morning that made me.
He can't buy real wrestlers, so he needs to buy fake fighters now.
Mohammed bin Salam, his charitable foundation, better known as MISC, paid 162 million euros for 1/3 stake in SNK, which I believe makes most of its money, like a lot of these old-timey Japanese game developers, on pachinko machines.
Oh my! I hate that's like the retirement for the Japanese games industry. Like when you're an old company, you just start making pachinko machines.
Well, they shit money, or at least they did before the pandemic hit.
Oh, no doubt. Like there's a reason that pachinko parlors give people hearing damage. Is that they pack those wall to wall, and those things are loud as fuck on their own. And then you add in 1,000 of them, and like you come in, you get your bucket of balls and a complimentary set of earbuds.
Yeah, earplugs, hearing protection.
Drown that shit out, and then just go.
Yeah, this is what they use on shooting ranges. You're gonna wanna put those on.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the idea of just like instead of one coin and one slot, you're just like balls.
Yep. All right. So that's all I had in terms of stories.
Me too.
So
fair enough.
Yeah. All right. We can move on to the main event.
Get on down to Ashley Schaeffer BMW.
Ashley Schaeffer BMW. I was expecting a girl.
Well, I love women, so I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, I love women.
So this is an older show, HBO thing that Danny McBride and a bunch of his friends just did for a while.
That fills in a lot for me. Yeah,
it's one of those shows that it's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm where like the plot outline and like major talking points are scripted, but a lot of the dialogue is improvised. So you have some good.
I could definitely
it's
see
riffing
that.
for sure. I understand that this is a big favorite of yours, Kurt. This one fucking got to you. I'm guessing that you watched it all Thanksgiving night.
Oh, I watched Eastbound and Down for the first time like 2.5 years ago. I've seen the whole series.
I gotcha.
I've just tried to work it into to show you at least Ashley Schaeffer bits because I think that character is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. As like Will Ferrell to me was like he was the key. He was the key that brought that show.
Dick slapping's my game.
Dick slapping's my game.
So
no discounts on account of tragedy.
I'm really glad he. I did like that he came back and was a recurring character, and I hope if I do decide to watch season 2, he comes back.
He does not come
Maybe
back.
Kurt can give me some confirmation
not in
on
season
that.
2, but he does come back in season 3, in a
Good.
major way,
because he is solid.
in just a bizarre fucking way. Like,
all right.
If you thought the character was weird
Well, I
before,
could see,
they really lean into the like fucking plantation owner aspect of his character.
Oh my God.
It's quite the scene. He ends up selling Kias.
Jesus.
I thought you were happy. No, I'm fucking selling Kias.
That's the same for Kia.
Kia's actually a superior machine.
Yeah. So you like this show? I'm glad we were doing the whole first season, because if you did like the first 3 episodes test for me, it didn't find its feet for me at the beginning. It took like episode 4, episode 5 was where it really was like for me. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is what I was looking for.
This is what I wanted.
Took it off. So once it got there, I was all in. But for the first 3 episodes, I didn't feel like it had it wasn't my type of comedy. They didn't crank that dial up to 11 yet. What I was waiting for.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, because I was, I like the comedy, and when Kristen wasn't wrong, where it was like a very Will Ferrell type movie, so the humor was very Anchorman-esque, which I enjoyed. But I expected something from Danny McBride a little bit more outrageous, and that definitely came in later in the season. And I was all in for the insanity that is Danny McBride's mind, which I assume is just like consistent confetti, like pop guns going off in just joke form. Because I feel like he can just riff for like hours on just like one thing. Yeah, man, you're like just a turtle fucking egg. I don't know. I'm Danny McBride. I'm gonna get high on cocaine, 2 lines of
Which one
coke,
of you
and throw a baseball into
are you
some dude's eye.
Maybe. Then again, maybe not. I will fuck you up.
There were a lot of really like small bits that weren't like that bit, like just random out of nowhere nonsense that just was like pretty good fucking comedy. I will fuck you.
Yeah, it was fucking just descendant madness. And this poor fucking brother's family. My God.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we should just talk about it.
So
all.
the premise we should maybe discuss.
Yeah, I guess.
The premise is Kenny Powers is
classic Will Ferrell premise.
Is a guy. He was just a producer on this. Like, this is Danny McBride's
but like,
creation.
this is the Will Ferrell like low league sports genre. You know, the obscure sports genre.
The ballad.
Semi-pro. Fucking
Like,
Eastern Europe.
This could be a movie called like The Ballad of
Why
Kenny
do you
Powers.
think they brought Will Ferrell in to produce it? He has so much experience. So he has great success as a rookie. He's a closing pitcher, and then success gets to his head, and as he gets more and more outlandish with his behavior, his ability to play baseball diminishes more and more, and eventually he ends up back in his hometown of Shelby, North Carolina, or maybe South Carolina, because it was Jefferson Davis High School, and I have to assume South Carolina, birthplace of the Confederacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
he's washed up, and he's trying to get back on his feet.
He's teaching school. He meets his high school sweetheart, and High School Stalker, apparently, with Stevie Janowski.
Oh shit!
And hijinks ensue.
Stevie was
gets
amazing.
even better as the seasons go.
That's kind of what I feel like about every aspect. Like, as it's one of those series that's just gonna keep just keeps cranking up as you go along, you know.
Yeah, well, like I feel like each character has their path, and the first season just like kind of set them going on their path, and the end result is going to be something just chef's kiss, just something beautiful and unique. And Stevie is just the epitome of that, where I feel like he's going to slowly become more and more like Kenny Powers, where he's going to grow out like a mullet, get into baseball maybe, like, you know, start practicing his fastball just because he idolizes him so much. And then, you know.
Oh, there's plenty. It's an open slate.
Like, and I feel like they set up like side things, like the kid, like his brother's kid, Dustin's larger one, was like in jazz dance class. Like, I can see that like fleshing out into some more detail.
Well, you'll have to watch on to find out.
So
yeah, so that's the premise, and I don't know. It's the I think for me watching this, like my experience watching this, I realize how much like the details and the little bits can make or break a scene. Like, there are a lot of points where like the delivery either was there in the riffs or like it wasn't, and then I would get wild. It would be like the same joke, but I would get like wildly different reactions to it. I think about the scene it was like episode 3 or something, where he's like rummaging through the lockers of kids' shit, and he's taking like dick pics and everything with his gym students' phones. I was like, this is and they were I get it, I got the joke, but they were playing like this music over it, like this sappy, like, oh, isn't he down in the dumps over it? And I was like, I don't know about this. And then they do a similar scene in episode 5 when he comes to his character catharsis at his comeback, and they start trashing the fucking dealership, and they're playing that music. I was like, yes, that's what I'm looking for. That's the Kenny Powers I'm looking for.
That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, it's.
I think that that kind of trend happens multiple times. Like when he towards the end again, when he's watching his video his commercial or infomercial or whatever he had, basically promoting himself. And then he takes it out and breaks it, and then that like escalates into breaking his VCR or his brother's DVD player, and then it like culminates and escalates into him flipping over the table. It's getting really sad. Awesome. Kenny, is everything okay down there?
What's going on, Tim?
So I definitely see like a trend in some of these jokes, and I could see where they could like be hit or miss. I think generally for the most part they were pretty funny. Just because I think their comedic timing is really
I found
good.
this to be really great. I love the interplay between Macworthy and Kenny Powers. It just like anything to do with Ashley Schaeffer was just great.
Oh yeah, there's that one scene where it's the three of them. Who's the other guy? I forget. I can't remember.
Craig Robinson,
the hitter.
Shoot,
do you want his character name?
Either one.
Reg Macworthy is the character. Craig Robinson's the actor.
Yeah, Craig Robinson, right. So it's the three of them. They're doing like a face-off. And I had seen the bloopers. And I could see it's just, there is something like, there's a comedic pressure. Like if you have Will Ferrell that close to your face, I don't care what he says. You're going to break. Like, it's impossible. He's just like,
this moment came to me in a dream.
I'm Ashley Schaeffer.
I said no.
And he just starts rambling that shit, and he's
Let
right
that
there.
boy watch. He needs to learn from his daddy, like I learned from my daddy.
And he just kind of implicitly, like, he dares you. It's like, fucking laugh. I dare you. I'm gonna say the most.
And my son walks in. I said, "No, you say and watch, boy." This is life. This is life happening. Came to me in a dream. Yeah, there definitely were a lot of those moments where the riffing I feel like could definitely just break somebody. So I'm imagining there is a blooper reel out there.
Did you not see the one that I
goddamn
sent?
hilarious?
Oh,
that's
no,
where
I
need to watch
that was what inspired this.
Was it up here? Mark?
Yeah.
It was in the text
Oh
thread.
my god. Okay, I must have missed it. I was busy. I'll go back and look for it. But that is that's gonna be amazing.
Mm-hmm. It feels like, I guess this is all comedy, or a lot of comedy, but it is very like, I can feel the 2009 coming right off of it.
No.
You know what I mean? It definitely had that vibe.
So close.
Like I don't know. It's the kind of the way the plot went, and kind of the way the comedy bits are set up. I think of that as opposed to, like, I don't know. I was constantly weighing this against like Letterkenny in my mind. You know, and Letterkenny is very like, set up the scene, doing the dialogue. It's there. There's the joke. There's the scene.
There's the joke, and then there's the joke again, and then there's the joke a third time in case you missed it, which works. And I
personally really like that style.
Talking Letterkenny, I'm just saying that they really hammer the joke.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a difference in taste for sure, because I really like Letterkenny, and it took me a little bit to warm up to this. You know. Yeah, because this one, I don't know, like the riffing style. It's classic, like sports riffing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of crazy. I think it gets better the more, at least in my opinion, I think the series gets better the more like embedded in baseball he gets. So by season 3,
I could see that.
I think it really kind of hits its stride.
Mm-hmm. As soon as Ben from Parks and Rec came on, you know,
yeah,
fucking
Adam Scott. Back when his whole shtick was, I play an asshole in every movie.
Funny.
It's good, and he's golden at it.
Gold might get you Jonas Brothers tickets. Black will get them to suck your dick.
That's the most 2009 shit. Oh, it was so good.
His character comes back later and at the end of season 2 in a fucking hilarious way too.
That's good.
How does I'm kind of interested in how the principal character goes, because like he's got that very nebbish like we're going to eat quinoa for breakfast kind of deal, which was, I think, a popular thing in the 2000s when it was all the rage, you know. Punch down on the if anyone's not manly enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were a lot of jokes like that. But so he's got that, and then he's also got like the kind of like unhinged thing where like which episode is that? Number 6? Was that the last one, the season finale, where he's like, he comes out of the woods and he's just like, calm down.
Is that chloroform and a handgun? And then he's like, hey, let's
Unfortunately, he doesn't pop up much.
We're all heated right now.
After that. Hi, Theo. Hey, Big Chungus.
Because he had a really interesting character. Like, I could see him, if they did write him in more, I mean, I feel like his next steps would be like trying to win back, what's her name? April. And then trying to, win her back, maybe trying to get more of like a macho man charisma, and then I think it'd probably be a pretty good joke of him, who's normally very dorky, to try to put on this like Kenny Powers kind of persona, and try to act all brash. Because like it was definitely weird when he got drunk and getting all like vulgar around.
That was like, I was like, this is real HBO drama.
PG.
Like there's. I kind of felt that that was another thing that I was like, I don't know about this, was that they kind of put a butter coating, like an egg wash of HBO drama over the whole thing. I was like, you don't need this. It's just the dude with the mullet and the alligator shoes is like shooting coke out of the back. Like, why do we need like the midlife crisis music to come on and the whole scene to be like an actual like awkward barbecue? Like this was the precursor to the slap.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it worked for me. Yeah, I can agree with a little bit that sometimes they meddled where they didn't need to meddle with the formula.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this show. All 4 seasons are great. I think you can make the argument that they just get better and better as they go on, and it's a pretty quick watch too. Half-hour episodes. It's only about like 6 to 8 per season. You can easily crush it in a weekend.
That's pretty good.
Now, I gotta ask. I was thinking about this. Do you think this could have been, if they could have taken this whole season, do you think they could have condensed it into like a movie, like The Ballad of Kenny Powers?
You could absolutely have taken it to a movie, but then it wouldn't have like ended at a satisfying conclusion.
100% agree.
Because
well, they probably would have ended at like the end of episode 5 where he gets the girl and he trashes the DMV.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of like filler bits.
Not the DMV.
Not necessarily filler bits, but there's a lot of stuff that you could cut and it wouldn't really affect the story too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Because that was interesting because it was pretty short, and I feel like it would definitely work as a movie, but I do like how shows are able to flesh out each individual character more than just like the main character, because they would focus all their power, all the time and effort on Kenny, whereas we can get the Stevie bits in plenty, and that character I do not want to miss out on. So if they're able to flesh him out more in a show rather than a movie, I'm all in. And Ashley Schaeffer too. I feel like that is
well, he'd be like the main antagonist.
But I feel like it would
be
really funny if
yes.
I feel like that would be funny if they like kept on bringing back Ashley Schaeffer every movie for like if they did a movie style. Every movie has another iteration.
Do like
of
a
Ashley
Ricky
Schaeffer,
Cricket thing.
just like he's selling Kias now.
Like a that's Sunny in Philadelphia Ricky Cricket thing. Rickety Cricket. Where he just gets more and more disheveled.
Yeah, Rickety Cricket.
Or you can do it like in Arrested Development, where fucking Andy Richter has like 4 identical twin brothers, and it's just each a different Ashley Schaeffer. They're all named Ashley Schaeffer.
We're the Schaeffer brothers.
It's like, I heard what you did to my brother's
my
BMW
brother,
dealer.
Ashley.
I will not have that here at my Audi dealer. Feel it in my plums.
And then there's the Black Sheep brother who's a Kia. It's a Pontiac
Subarus. But yeah, like I would definitely recommend. Like we need something quick. Otherwise, I would say let's watch the whole thing. But definitely would recommend continuing with the series.
It seems like it gets going.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's Eastbound and Down. If you have HBO Max, it's a great one to throw up on there, especially since it appears this is a little bit lesser known. I remember seeing ads for it when it was on the air.
I feel like a lot of people have seen it. I feel like it's kind of almost like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of people have drawn on it, or at least things like it, because I see a lot of it in a lot of comedy that I like nowadays.
Probably
it's weird saying that because it's been 11 years.
Yeah,
but it's enough time for it to be an influencer, be on the gram.
Of course. Yeah, 11-year-olds on the gram. Jesus. All right. Well, that's probably going to wrap it up for episode 239 here. Keeping it nice and trim for you. We'll be back on stream 8 p.m. Eastern, doing something. Not entirely sure quite what. We'll talk amongst ourselves and figure that out. But that's the place to be. Twitch TV /SaturnStuds. You can check out our website, saturnstuds.com, as well as, that website has links to everything, our YouTube channel, social media accounts, all that fun stuff. If you show us some love on your podcatcher of choice, we'll shout you out on the show. So be sure to leave us a good review, as that does help us tremendously. And if you do so and we don't shout you out, sometimes I forget to check. So send like an email or tweet at us a screenshot of your review, or you don't even just a screenshot of your review, just like, hey, I wrote a review. We don't need like to authenticate it. You don't need to hold today's newspaper next to your fucking.
What kind of credentials you got?
Yeah. I want your first and last pay stub.
You'll have to wait.
Go
3
back to when you
days
were a
while we
kid.
do a background check to ensure that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
But no, just
DM us
last
your
4 digits of
social.
the social, mother's maiden
standard
name,
fare.
you know, all these, your hometown, name of your first pet, that sort of thing.
Those 3 crazy numbers on the back of your mom's credit card, the crazy
no,
stuff.
just
the
tweet at
weird,
us or send
wacky
us an
stuff.
email, saturnstuds@gmail.com. Be like, hey, I wrote a review. That way I will go and I'll shout you out. Because I can probably just see your username on your Twitter handle or your email account and be like, shout this person out. I won't even have to read the review, but I will read the review because I will be appreciative of the reviews. All right, so that's all the spiel I have for right now. So until next time, be well, stay safe. Party like it's 1995.
Peace.
Oh, wait. Before we go, 90s winter starts next week. I'm pretty sure 90s month is next week. So we'll have some 90s themed fare for y'all.
Yeah.
Be ready for some hot garbage.
Jake is ready.
Lined up for you. We're watching Code
Is that even
Lyoko.
that's 90s?
I was about to say, isn't that 03?
No, I don't think that's 90s. I think that's I just want to watch some kids with large foreheads go into the
for my
technical
individual pick this year. It's going to be a little bit unconventional, but we have the means to watch it.
I like that's a foreboding statement when the most important part is we have the means to watch it. Like there's a method you have to use. It's not just click it on. We gotta go somewhere.
some back
I
channels.
mean, it's click it on, but it's specific things you have to click in a certain sequence.
Yeah. We have to go through our guy.
Oh,
in
is
the
this one of
back
those-
alley. We have to go to Columbus. Our guy in Columbus, he'll set us
Is
up.
this the
with
Blart
with
side of the
viewing.
moon?
No,
But like
it's not.
with something 90s.
It's making it sound a lot more exotic than it actually is going to end up being.
He'll give us the game plan after we log off,
So,
sign off here.
Again, be well, stay safe. Probably like it's 1990.